At long last, an opponent has been identified for the 76ers for the Eastern Conference semifinals, and it just so happens to be their longest-standing rival.
Right, Brian. In the regular season, these two teams have played over 400 times, and obviously the rivalry goes all the way back to the 60s. And even those that didn't follow the NBA in the 80s know the iconic franchises, the Sixers and the Celtics, met during those times. And here we go again, and they play different than they did back then, but it's going to be a basketball battle. It should be a lot of fun.
You know, I can't wait. You grew up watching Celtic-Sixer rivalries and saw, incredible games when I was young to, now be a part of that in NBA playoffs and the semifinals and going back to Boston and the Boston Garden. Absolutely. There is an element of nostalgia.
One of the big talking points in recent days here in Camden has been the whole rhythm versus rest dynamic. It'll be 5 full days since the 76ers last played a game when they go up against Boston on Monday.
And I think for the Sixers, it's good for Joel Embiid to be able to get geared back up. For Boston, they have to get geared back up for a huge 7-game series after going 7 games. So Brett Brown said we'll find out who the geniuses are after the first game. But I think for the Sixers, it's been great.
We beat the Miami 4-1. We have a couple more days for the rest. But I think maybe sometimes, some teams can lose some rhythm of the games. I hope, on these practices where we got, we try to catch and be ready for their first game.
We took the realities of the schedule. I think that they took care of themselves. I can see in their faces that they're spirited, they're rested for sure, but they're also antsy. They want to play. They want an opponent.
Sixers, Celtics met 4 times in the regular season as division rivals, but their last matchup was on January the 18th. A lot of time has passed since then.
Everybody agrees that you can only take certain things out of those matchups, but Boston is great defensively, both as a team and individually. They move the ball. They've really had a next man up mentality. So there's so many subplots, and after the series takes on a life of its own, and certainly after that first game, we'll know a lot more.
76ers and the Celtics, the most often played rivalry in postseason history. It's on again on Monday night from up north.